Welcome back to the Legends
Welcome
podcast.
back.
Back in black. I hit the sack.
I hit the tag.
I don't know the words. Fireball jutsu.
Yeah.
So guys, if you didn't notice the date today,
to feel real pain?
Shinra. I can't do it. I'm too tired.
Shindra Tensei.
That was good. You
Was
should
that it?
finish
Was that
fucking
actually it?
Naruto, dude,
Nah, I'm
and then
good,
you
bro.
know.
I'm good. I'm vibing.
But if you guys notice the date today, it is October 31st, and that means it's Halloween. So happy Halloween, everyone who's watching this. I hope you had a great day. There's no razor in your apples. People don't hand out apples for Halloween in your candy and like other stuff. So yeah, I hope your Halloween was good.
That was fucking sick.
I'm seeing everyone's stories. Everyone's at a party.
What'd you dress up as? A shinobi?
I did that last time, but I just felt like wearing the headband because it was Halloween, and I was supposed to order an Akatsuki cloak, but I couldn't because funds. But yeah, we don't talk about that. We spent all of our money on this new studio, this condo, since we had to move our podcast like 8 times. So yeah, yeah. Remember, we're not in Colorado. We're not in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
We had to buy a place in Oregon to fucking do this.
Thank you, Ethan.
Thank
No problem.
So
Yeah, it's Halloween. We were gonna talk about some Halloween stuff. I saw the new Halloween movie. Don't watch it. It's fucking trash.
what's it called?
Halloween Kills.
That's a terrible title.
Yeah, it's a terrible
Judge
movie.
books by their covers.
Bro, at the end of the movie, spoiler alert for anybody that wanted to watch this movie. Actually, fuck you. Don't watch the movie. It's terrible. I'm gonna spoil everything. Like at the end of the movie, like a mob basically jumps Michael Myers, and like they think they killed him, and then he just comes back to life, right? Because evil. He's full of evil, and then just goes fucking Keanu Reeves and just like 1v20s the whole neighborhood.
That's odd. Is he killable? Probably not.
It was such a bad movie, bro. It was so bad. It's terrible.
Have you seen any good scary movies?
Uh,
Is it all right? Wait. Actually, on this topic, what are your biggest fears? Like, are you scared
My
of clowns?
biggest fears,
Spiders?
fucking
Snakes? I know you're
pregnancy.
scared of spiders. But what?
pregnancy.
I thought you
Pregnancy scares the fuck out of me. The ocean, I hate the ocean.
said, really?
Can't stand the
What
ocean,
about
bro.
it? Like drowning
Like,
or
no,
just
like,
the unknown?
Have you ever like being in the middle of the ocean? You look down, and it's pure fucking darkness.
Yeah.
Like I'm good.
Are
I'm
you scared-
good.
You're not scared of clowns?
No, I don't really care. I used to have a really big fear of ice cream trucks.
That's legendary.
It's because like you ever seen the movie? What is it, like Angels or Fallen Angels? I can't remember what it's called, but like there's this ice cream truck guy, and he just like turns into a fucking demon, and that like fucking scarred me as a child. And so when I
wow.
heard that happy ice cream music, I would be like, no,
No.
I don't want any.
Are you scared of dolls? Or like mannequins?
I used to be, not so much anymore, but like there was a good point where I was like, nah, bro.
I've never been scared of any of that, but as a kid, when I was like super little, my stepdad left the TV on, and then I can't remember what he went to go do, but Chucky was playing, and then I fucking saw that, and then it was a scene where this girl was in the shower and she got stabbed, and I kid you not, I would always shower like with my eyes open. Like I would try to like always have.
Don't you do that anyways?
No, like when you do shampoo and like the water's in your eyes, you just close
Oh
them, you know?
yeah.
Or if you're being dramatic in a movie, you go like.
I don't know why, but when you said that, like I just
you knew
envisioned
exactly what I was talking
before
about.
you watched
Yep,
that movie,
yep.
you were walking into the bathroom,
Oh,
and then he watches Chucky. Ooh, gotta make sure I'm looking around now.
Like when I'm washing my head, I'm just like this the whole time, like fucking looking
Joke's
around.
on you, I learned a new trick.
But dude, and then I kid you not, like
his first time taking a shower after watching the movie, he's just like, whoa, people do this?
I am so lost. I'm so lost. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about at all.
That's so unfunny. I'm just enjoying myself right now.
Good. But I kid you not, like about like 10
What
times.
would you
during
do
a
if you got
shower,
shampoo in your eye?
I would straight up fucking just suck it up.
You ever
Well-
get shampoo in your dick hole?
Yeah, but I would like open the curtain, bro, and like straight up like peek around the corners. And to this day, this one kind of stuck with me. It's just habit now. Every time I go to the bathroom, or like right before I'm about to shower. It doesn't matter. If I'm in a bathroom, I always look around the curtain. I still do that to this day. I don't know why. It's just habit. Then I know someone out there does this every time they go in a bathroom. Even if it's at a like friend's house, whatever, you always just peek around the curtain because some motherfucker.
Dude, I always like
could be
I always like joke around with myself when I'm like home alone and I have to like shit and I go into the bathroom and you get that thought in your head there's someone behind the curtain, and then like every time I think to myself like I'm about to like rip ass, bro. Like,
wait, so you do it too or no? You just like
I
they're
don't
gonna
check
suffer.
the curtain. I'm just like, hey, bro, your funeral, not mine, my guy.
That's awesome. That is legendary. See, I don't feel bad for him. I'm just trying not to get stabbed. I'm taking a shit, bro.
You're taking a shit. you just hear this. Holy fuck.
You good, bro? You eating, right?
Someone
Or,
reaches
like,
behind the curtain with some
Gives you a
Pepto-Bismol.
pat on the back.
Somebody like dry heaves. Just like foot.
You just like let it out.
Dead silent. You sure?
Oh my gosh.
You see a hand reach over, hit the Febreze.
Wow, very cool, dude. Sick.
Damn.
Oh my god.
That's some good stuff.
Oh, I
Damn.
swear we make the most brain dead shit funny, bro.
I think that was just funny on its own.
That's
Also, I
hilarious.
saw recently too that so I don't know if you well, all right, this one I've known for a while, but there's like a legend that says at 3 a.m. that's when the spirit world connects with the real world. Like
Yeah.
and like the tether's open, so like ghosts can just kind of chill and do whatever, and like that's when activities are
The
highest.
tether's open.
I don't know. What
Fuck is a tether?
Portal?
Portal? Okay.
Realm?
Yeah, there we go.
Connection?
Yeah.
Tether?
Yeah.
Ball? Tether ball? But yeah, so like ghosts can just
3
roam.
a.m. It's tether ball, bitches. Like, what the
Meet
fuck?
me on the court. But yeah, no, that's when it's like the strongest and shit. And oddly enough, like I have woken up around that time, like it's like from a nightmare. But
Yeah.
anyways, recently I heard like waking up from like 5 to like 7, not just normally if you're like a normal person and have a normal job. Like that's when spirits are trying to contact you. And I've been waking up at 5 a lot, like just sporadically for no reason. It's creepy. So
Do you ever have you ever had sleep paralysis?
no, but
I want to
have
know
you?
what that's like.
So
bro.
I have a friend who has had it like severely, and so yeah, at his house, he was like really connected to spirits and everything, and he said like there was one week where he was having like really like bad night terrors and sleep
Yeah.
paralysis where this demon literally crawled on him, and like he couldn't
Ugh.
move or anything, and it like literally crawled from the edge of his bed on top of him and screamed like right in his
Ugh.
face. Like it got as close
What
as
if
he could.
what if it's
and-
like Monsters Inc., bro? Like, what if these demons are like, you know,
Nice.
they've gone to heaven or hell, and you realize you still have a 9 to 5 in hell. So it's like, all right, Craig, Johnny's asleep now and paralysis at 2 a.m. You're fucking late for work, Craig, and you know they have to punch in and then like be scary and shit. Could you imagine that?
Well, the idea had to come from somewhere.
Damn.
So
I don't
I
know,
guarantee
bro.
that's how.
Yeah, I bet you feel dumb. You feel real dumb right now.
Lamau.
feel dumb.
But he
Can't
said
believe
that it happened like 3 nights in a row. Or he could just like hear something like all the way at the end of his bedroom and hear it walking closer until it was like breathing in his ear, and he couldn't
Ugh.
wake himself up. He couldn't scream, like he couldn't breathe. He was just motion, like he could not do anything but experience it. And I'm like, bro, could you imagine how bad that would be?
It's free real estate.
Never mind. Bro, he just got done running laps or something. No, dude, the demon came from the toilet. He came from the toilet.
Don't go in there.
Don't go in there.
It's marinating.
You're out of Febreze. Oh,
Oh shit, dude.
that's
You're
all
like-
it is. So there's no reason to be scared. They're just trying to warn you, bro, about the toilet paper. Or
That's
other-
crazy, bro.
But yeah, I've never had the. All right, so one of the coolest ghost stories I've ever had, a long ass time ago in like one of my older houses. Funny enough, the same one where I saw Chucky. This one was really just an insanely weird experience. So my parents were gone, and I was like about 8, I think. It was me, my older brother Devon. He watches these all the way through, so shout out to you, by the way. But and he can vouch for every single thing I'm about to say. And then our friend Jake. So one day, we after our parents were gone, it was just us in the house. Our basement was really fucking creepy. I used to have nightmares about it, like reoccurring nightmares.
Yeah.
But yeah, our basement was really creepy. And then we decided as kids, since we were bored, to just turn all the lights off in the entire house and just go through it with flashlights. So then we got everything ready, shut all the lights off, hid in our room. We shared a room. We had a bunk bed. So then we're all in there. We had the lights on and everything. We had the flashlights ready to go. And we're like, all right, like, are you guys ready to do this? Yeah. So then we like lined up at the door, and then the light turns off, like our bedroom light. And we're like, what the fuck? Because we're like all in a line, like kind of away from the light switch.
Yeah.
And there's no way one of us could have done it. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. Like, okay. So then we went
What
to go
the
turn
fuck?
on the light, like off the dangle thingies, the dongles.
Yeah.
So we pulled it, and it wasn't turning on, and neither was the light switch either. And it was like, all right, cool. Like, I guess we just fucking entered phase 1 of the game. And then we opened the door, and like we go down the hallway, and the first thing we see down the hallway is a flickering like green ghost of a deer. It was the weird, but I remember it so vividly.
Of a deer?
Yeah. And
The
the fact that
fuck?
Devon said he saw that too before I could say anything was the weirdest shit ever. Because we all like looked at each other and like looked down the hallway, and it wasn't like scary. It was just like literally a vision. It was like flickering, walking towards us, but peacefully down the hallway. Weirdest shit ever. So then we're like going past that, and then like we looked down the basement, and I know this part was probably made up now, but I saw eyes down there. I don't know if anyone else did, but I was seeing like eyes like peeking around, and I'm like, oh fuck no, dude. Because my nightmare, I used to like, I would go down the stairs, and then all the stuffed animals would come to life, and they
Yeah.
like start tearing me limb from limb, and like just a bunch of bad shit would happen. Yeah, bunch of bad shit.
Goddamn.
Yeah, or I would walk all the way down the stairs and drown in my dreams. So yeah, when I looked, I just saw fucking eyes looking back, and I'm like, I want to do this. So like walked around the rest of the house, heard noises in the basement. Then we of course went down there. Surprisingly, the black guy didn't die first because there's 2, so I guess he had a tough time choosing. But we went downstairs.
Devin.
We went downstairs. And we were like hearing a bunch of noises, bro. And it was like really creepy. But then like our parents got home. They opened the door and everything. And yeah, but the weirdest thing was like the green deer and how we all saw it. Like that was the weirdest thing. Because like I would understand if like I had said, Leo, do you guys see a green deer? And then he's like, yeah. But it was straight up like he said it while I was seeing the fucking thing. I'm like,
What
how?
the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, that's super fucking weird.
What the fuck?
But I'm glad it was a nice thing that we saw. And then I'm pretty sure the eyes I saw in the basement was a just me thing. I didn't ask anyone else, but I was like fucking terrified. And it's probably because of my nightmares. But another one of my reoccurring nightmares was I'd fall in a shark tank and get eaten. And there was another one where there's a shadow man who would always chase me and like end up catching me. But every time he caught me, I'd wake
What
up
the
and then see a
fuck?
shadow at the end of my bed. And the weirdest fucking, this is the stupidest thing ever. The way I stopped having that nightmare is I killed him in the dream, but like the way I did it, I just beat a Mario level. It was the dumbest fucking thing ever. I don't understand.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I took mushrooms. Hey, you did the Mario. You did the Mario thing last podcast, so it all relates.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So it's come back to haunt me now. No. But that's literally how it stopped. I beat a Mario level like in person.
I never had like really bad like nightmares. I always had like, I mean, I guess you can call them nightmares, but they weren't like fantasy or like they were always realistic shit. Like I had this one dream that would reoccur over and over and over again for like years, but it was always me like sitting in my car, and I'm with someone different every time. It could be my sister, my mom, my dad, my girlfriend at the time, like a loved one, right? They're in the passenger seat. And then out of nowhere, 2 guys with pistols walk up to each window and point at both of our heads. And then at that point in the dream, every single time it freezes. And for the rest of the dream, it never goes past that point. But for the rest of the dream, it's just me figuring out who's going to die, who's going to live, how are we both going to survive. It's like, if I get out of the way, she gets shot. If I move her out of the way, I get shot. If I get shot before I can move her, do we both get shot? If we somehow get out of the way, and then how do I like open the door without getting shot? You know what I mean? Like, so it's
like,
just
how the fuck
it's
do I-
catch
yeah.
22 for like hours until eventually I'd stress myself out to waking back up, and then I'd think about it for hours when I woke up,
Damn.
and just over and over and over again, just trying to figure out how the fuck
Analyze
do you
it.
survive that scenario.
Jeez, you don't. Is what it sounds.
Yeah,
Like.
that was
this,
a really bad one.
There's this other one I had where and it's a cool like I'll tell like there's a story version kind of based off of it, but this other one I had would be I was at my old house yet again, but then like so in the dream I would be it's like those dreams you don't know you're having them because they're so accurate and like literally real life.
Yeah.
So I would be like I would wake up and be like, Mom, I had a nightmare, and like go to her room. And then she's like, it's okay. Whatever. Like you can sleep in here tonight. And I'm like, okay, thanks. But this was all in the dream. And then in the dream, she's like, I'll be right back. And then she leaves the room. And then for some reason, I just like wandered to her closet because I heard a whisper there. And then I walked to the closet and it was her. And then she was like, hey, she's like, that's not your mom. I'm your real mom. Like, that's a monster.
Oh.
And then I'm like, I don't know what one to fucking trust. But the one in the closet is like so much scarier to me. But they look exactly the same. And then she's like, that's a monster. Like, you have to trust me. Like, please. And I'm like, and every time I just didn't know what to do. Like, sometimes
it's like that movie The Thing, where there's the monster that will like eat somebody, but then they discover that the only way they could figure out who the monster was is that the monster couldn't reproduce jewelry. So if someone got basically killed by the thing and it turned into them, they'd be missing a piercing or an earring or some
that's
shit.
Cool.
It's like that movie fucked me up, bro. It wasn't really scary, but it was like, fuck that shit, dude. Oh my god.
Then there's like this story too that came out of it, or that's like similar that I always hear. It's really cool. It's like a dad goes to tuck in his kid and he's like, Dad, like, please don't leave. There's a monster under my bed. And he's like, no, there's not. I'll check. Or he's like, I'll check. And then he looks, and then his kid is like, Dad, help. There's a monster on my bed.
Oh yeah, I've seen that, dude.
Yeah.
That
like,
shit's
hiding, like,
mind
so that's what it was for me. But I like actually had that. It was fucking terrifying living it because I didn't know because it was in the same house. Like, yeah.
You know, I have right here, I have a dream dictionary. So if there are symbols or things that you guys find in your dream and you want to know why they're there, I can just look them up really quick. So,
oh shit,
like if you're saying like a duplicate, like a doppelganger,
yeah,
or like two different people, I can look that up really quick.
Do it.
I'm down.
Okay.
And just a mini story in the meantime while he looks that up. On the topic of Halloween, this is one of my favorite fucking stories. Have you heard the killer clown statue story? Mm-hmm. So there's this really cool like folk tale.
Folk tale.
I'm gonna tell you a story, mate. That was terrible, but oh shit. So there's just the story of this babysitter that goes to babysit this kid, and so she's in the parents' room just watching TV, and then she goes to tuck in the baby in the crib. So then she goes to the room, and then she sees this like clown statue in the corner of the room, and she thinks it's like kind of really creepy, and it's like life size and everything.
Right.
So then she goes, tucks the kid in, whatever, is kind of creeped out by the clown statue, but just doesn't think anything of it. Goes back to the room to watch TV. She hears a couple of sounds, so she goes back to check on the kid. The kid is crying, and the clown looks like in a slightly different position, and she's like really weirded out, and it almost looks realistic, but she like still like thinks it's just her imagination or whatever. So she gets the kid to stop crying, goes back in the parents' room, and then she hears the kid crying again. So she goes back in, makes it stop, and then she goes back to the parents' room and she calls the parents. She's like, "Hey, can I move the clown statue? It's like kind of creeping the kid out." And she's like, the parents say, "We don't have a clown statue." yeah, bro. And that's just how the story ends. But
good, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I remember Halloween with Devin one year. We dressed up as like Assassin's Creed people, or Devon. Sorry.
Good.
We dressed up as Assassins Creed because we did parkour and shit.
Yeah,
I remember.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, I remember. We felt so cool.
You were
we, like bought these costumes.
You were
but not like the hoodies. You know, in the Assassin's Creed video game, the hoodie goes really far down.
Yeah.
So like, we felt badass as shit. But that whole night, we're like this, bro.
Dude,
like fucking doing flips, trying to fix the fucking hood.
Yeah.
Every time one of us would do a flip, the hood just like fucking.
It was strength like
it
hockey
was so
dude.
fucking stupid.
Well, here it does say if you do find a doppelganger in your dream, or either yourself or somebody else, you know, two of them, it says, well, this is a symbol of your shadow, things that are unconscious to you. That makes no fucking sense, and I don't like these dream diaries. I really don't. So I think there are a couple things, though. Like, I do know my mom had this one because I went through a breakup, and just, damn, keep dreams. This sucks. I want to stop thinking about it. and she's just like, oh, let's open up this dream dictionary and let's see what it's about. And like, it was okay, you know, it was all right. I guess it kind of explained a couple things, but so many people say that whatever happens in your dream doesn't matter. It doesn't have any correlation with what you're doing. Like you can have a stress dream. Like a stress dream is completely different. Like if you have a job interview coming up, a big project, school, yada yada, you'll have stress dreams where everything in the dream just it feels like there's a deadline. You know, like that they know is a thing.
Right,
But
right.
a lot of the time they're just like, I saw a fucking dog in my dream. What does that mean? It's just like, I don't know. Your brain is just like, dog. So a lot of the times in your dreams, when you're trying to, you know, when you start feeling scared, your brain's just like, oh, we can run with this. No, keep doing that, right? And then it gives you a nightmare. So it's not like you can be like, oh, am I possessed? Like, is there somebody that's around me? Sleep paralysis is completely different though, because those are hallucinations.
You ever
Those-
notice how like nightmares always start off normal, and then something happens in the dream that makes you feel uncomfortable, and then it just gets progressively
That's exactly
worse?
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yep. So it always starts off as something, you know, kind of there, and then once you start to be afraid of it, your body obviously that was a reaction. Your body felt a reaction. Your brain was like, oh,
You could
okay.
literally like be having a dream you're like out with your friends, you know, I don't know, to the park or something. Or having a picnic. And you're dreaming and really you just farted in his sleep, but you in your dream is like, I think I shit my pants. Did I shit my pants? I think I shit my pants. So the rest of the dream gets progressively worse. You like go to check if you shit your pants. You see you shit your pants. So now your nightmare is you're stuck in the porta potty with shit on your pants. And you're like, how do I get back to my car and get back home and look normal and not tell my friends or have them find out I shit my pants?
I do have a really quick question for both of you though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a dream where you woke up in your dream but you were still dreaming?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Like
had-
Inception type shit. Yes.
Yeah, I had this the first time it ever happened. I had it happen maybe 2.5 weeks ago, and I was sleeping and I was having like the most vivid dream ever. And I was just like, yo, like I knew that I was dreaming. Like it was the first, like again, like a first time for me. I was just like, yo, like make my arm 10 feet long, and it would be like 10 feet long. And I'm like, yo, and I was just like, okay. And then I remembered I was just like, I can't be late for work tomorrow because I was being late for work like 3 days in a row. I was just like, I can't. I have to make sure that I wake up on time.
Yeah.
I woke up inside of the dream. And when I woke up, my manager was in my room making coffee with a coffee maker that was in my room on a dresser that was in my room that I don't have. And so like I woke up, it was my bed. It felt exactly like my bed, same weight of the comforters, everything. But he was in my room. I was just like, why are you in my room? Like I was just like, who let you in? And he's just like, oh, I just came to wake you up. I knew that you were having trouble waking up. I was just like, oh, that's so thoughtful of you. And then I woke up and I was like, yo, what? It was the craziest thing that I've ever experienced in a dream.
Dude, Alexis always has dreams that I'm fucking cheating on her, and then she wakes up mad at me.
Fucking
and shit.
Dexter.
Yeah,
She'd, what the fuck?
I would wake up and she'd be like there, like this, and I'm like, first of all, bitch, get the fuck out of my space.
So
I don't know
who the
what's
fuck
going
is
on.
Sarah?
Yeah, and she's like, fuck you, and I'm like, whatever.
So that's
I'm
how
like,
we're starting today.
okay, first of all, three things. Either A, I sleepwalk all of a fucking sudden. B, I have some sort of memory issue, and all of a sudden, great, it's 22 first dates or 40 first dates or whatever the fuck. I'm going to forget everything that just happened. Or C, thank you. You had a fucking dream that I cheated and it has nothing to do with me. And she's like, fuck you. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So that went on. Right? That went on for a while. Every month. Fuck that. Every week, she would have a dream that I cheated on her. Right?
Yeah.
With some new bitch every single time. And it was the same thing every day. I get out of bed, go out in the living room. She's eating breakfast. I'm like, good morning. And she's just ignoring me. I'm like, all right, maybe she didn't fucking hear me, even though she's 10 feet away. I'm like, good morning. Ignoring me. Immediately, you had a fucking dream. She's like, fuck you. And I'm like, it's not me. So finally, I had a dream that she cheated on me. And I knew it was a dream. I woke up full fucking logical dude. I knew what was going on. I wasn't about to, release my emotions on her. But then I was like, I'm letting the emotions go away. They're not real. But then I remembered, she's fucked with me all the time. because she dreams that I cheated on her. So I'm like, wait a second. Ring back in those emotions. I woke her bitch ass up.
Oh
and
my
was like,
god.
fuck you.
Revenge, best served
Fuck
cold.
yeah.
Damn, that's hilarious.
That shit's crazy, bro. Dreams fuck up all kinds of shit, dude. I've had dreams like really, really fuck with me. That was like when they're really like you swear to God they were real, but they weren't. It could have been like you know the worst fucking dream you could ever have is you have a dream that you wake up and go through a perfectly normal day. Nothing's changed. Nothing's different. Nothing's weird. Same house, same living room, relationship, friends. Everything is exactly the same. And then all of a sudden you just fucking wake up. That shit fucks with you so hard, bro. So hard.
Yeah,
Oh, I hate that.
you feel like you have like it's such a long
I used to
day.
have dreams that I would like wake up and get dressed and head to work. And then I would wake up an hour late for work. And I'm just like, well, fuck, dude. Like,
I
that's
thought that already
stupid.
happened.
See, like I've had that happen. Like I've had
No, you're good.
I've had that happen. Like where I've like actually woken up and like got ready for work, or I thought that I was already at work, or I thought that I was already doing my day stuff. You know.
Yup.
And then I woke up and just okay, shit. You know. But I don't think I've ever had, because that's what people describe a lot of like DMT trips as, is like you experience like months of your life, and then you just wake up 15.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I've never had that in a dream where like I experience
Dude.
a day so realistically, and I wake up.
I saw a Reddit forum. There was a Reddit forum of like, what's the weirdest dream you've ever had? And this dude was like, I shit you not, I'm not making this up. This has fucked with me till this day. He's like going to a therapist about it and everything. He had a dream where he lived an entire life, had a family, kids, like grew old, everything, a whole fucking life. And then all of a sudden he just woke up. He had to like remember who his real family was, who his wife was, who his parents were, all that shit. And he's like, this still fucks with me, bro. He's like, I've never been the same since.
You know what's all right? This is gonna sound super nerdy, but something really fucking cool. You remember Itachi, right?
Yeah.
That's his right eye. That's its power. It's called Tsukuyomi. But like, so what happens is like his enemy is what he does. As long as they make eye contact, he
throws them in an alternate reality.
Yeah, but so they live that entire thing. So what he did is the dogs got home. But this girl that he was supposed to like be his girlfriend or whatever. But right before he had to kill his entire clan. Before he killed her,
Right.
he put her in a genjutsu where they got married.
Oh, yeah, I remember
An
that.
entire family lived an entire life, died happily and peacefully, and then she snapped out of it. But it was just a quick second in real life. But she actually lived through all of it, and then she said thank you, and then died. But what he did to Kakashi one time is as soon as they met,
bro.
is he put him in a 3-day genjutsu
Yeah,
of just getting stabbed over and over.
Yeah.
He dropped and was in the hospital for 3 days, but it was just a second in real life.
Yup.
So that's literally exactly what it's like, which is fucking awesome. But yeah, he did that like to the girl he was supposed to fall in love with. Like he made him have an entire
That's
life.
so
They had
crazy,
kids and
bro.
everything, but then had to kill her right after.
That's
But she said
fucking
thank you.
wild.
It was
What do you think
crazy.
would be like if you had to create a horror movie or a scary movie? What would be your premise in the movie? What would it be about?
I feel like the scariest stuff is like stuff that fucks with your head. Like not being able to escape something. is really bad.
What's a movie that's not like a horror movie or like gruesome or anything like that, but like was one of those movies that just fucked with your head?
Well, I mean, I can answer both questions at the same time.
Yes.
I know it wasn't directed at me, but
Go for it.
one of those movies that I wanted to make that I thought would really fuck with people's heads is we have a main character. Main character, we're gonna call him Zeke. Okay.
Okay.
Zeke is super friends with two guys, the Brian and Daniel. So Zeke, Brian, and Daniel would always hang out together, but Zeke was the reason they stayed together, right? And so Zeke keeps on doing this thing, and then one day, of course, oh no, movie plot twist, dies. Okay?
Yeah.
Zeke either falls terminally ill, only has a few months left to live, or something like that. Just something
Yeah.
that really makes someone go, no fucking way, you're about to kill the main character? Yeah, I'm killing the main character 30 minutes in, because that's not what the movie's about. Main character guy, Zeke, is best friends with Daniel and Brian, right? But the thing is, Brian and Daniel, they're not necessarily friends with each other. They just only hang around each other because they're hanging out with Z. So
Right.
pretty much it's about these two dudes that, make attempts to go visit Z while he's in the hospital and blah, blah, blah. And then try to be normal again, but then they realize that their entire life has changed because they don't know each other. So, like, how they have to, heal that kind of relationship, how they have to. I just thought that would be a really interesting movie that a lot of people would be like, yo, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So, like, who are your real friends? Who do you need to get closer with? Blah, blah, blah. I thought that would be a really fucking good movie.
Nah, fuck yeah, dude. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, no, the one that I like kind of that I would do, or like the one that like kind of got me. It's already one, but this girl like spends the entire, I think it was like 13th floor. I don't know. It was about this like apartment. This girl gets an apartment. Turns out it's a weird like sick ass community where like they brainwash you and then you become like part of the community.
Yeah.
So then like she spends the entire movie trying to escape it. And she finally gets out of the community and like runs to the streets where she thinks like she could just scream and people will save her. But then as soon as she goes to the street, she finds out it's the entire neighborhood. So it's like the entire movie is spent like you have to get out of this place. As soon as she gets to that freedom, it's like, oh, fucking psych. Like this entire neighborhood is like that. And then like the movie just ends and I'm like, that shit is scary, where it's like you think you finally get that breath of fresh air of like I escaped.
Yeah.
But then it's like, wait, you have to like do that times 40. So like it's shit like that. It's like, oh no, like I'd rather just die. Like I'm good. I'm not going to fight that hard for like life. Like that's not worth it. Cause she had to go through some like fucked up crazy shit. So
I don't know any like movies off the top of my head that like really like just fucked with me.
SpongeBob. Just kidding.
Who brought SpongeBob into this? I don't know, dude. I feel like I'd have to look them up because I know there are some, but I can't like
There was
name
one
any off the top of my
movie
head.
there was a movie on Netflix or Hulu or something where pretty much this family is like looking to buy their first home, and like they go and they buy their first home, and
It's where like they're in that really suburban
neighborhood.
neighborhood
Yeah,
they
that-
can't escape.
yeah. that's what it kind of reminded me
Oh,
of.
I think I've seen. I know.
And like they're given
it.
a kid, and like literally all they do is the exact same thing every single day. Like he works his hardest every single day to dig a hole to get him out of there or to see where it ends. And then she just takes care of the kid, and it drives her insane. And then their relationship breaks up, and blah blah blah. And at the very end, like they're given freedom, but they're gonna die. Like
I got
oh,
you.
man, that'd be a trip.
Fucking Shutter Island, bro, with Leonardo DiCaprio. Where he's on this island for mental patients, and he's supposedly this, I can't remember if he's this doctor or a tourist or some shit, but he's supposedly just visiting, right? And he finds out this island is like, it's basically an asylum for insane people. And he goes through all this fucking shit. I think he's a journalist or reporter or something. I don't fucking remember. But he's trying to like, something happened to his wife or I don't know, yada, yada, yada. So he's investigating this island throughout the whole movie, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on because he realizes there's some fishy shit happening. And he thinks like there's like something's wrong with these people running this island. And he goes through this whole fucking like just battle of like plot twists and mysteries and not knowing what's real and what isn't. And at like towards the very end of the movie, they're like, stop. And he's like, what are you talking about? They're like, you've been a patient on this island for the last 40 years. And he's like, he thinks the island's fucked up. They're trying to brainwash him, right? But then they like finally show him proof. And they're like, this is your story that you have to live out every single week. So every single week he forgets everything. They reset up everything on the island and let him live his tale over and over and over again. Otherwise, he goes crazy 24/7.
So it's kind of like 50 First Dates.
So yeah,
in a
he's
way?
like, but like the worst version
Yeah.
possible. Yeah.
The rated R version.
Another one. You ever seen the movie Predestination, bro?
Negative.
All right, hold on. Predestination. Let me find like a movie summary for this. This is a mind fuck of a movie. Predestination summary. This shit's crazy. So he's a time traveler. So a temporal agent, Ethan Hawke, embarks on a final time traveling assignment to prevent an elusive criminal from launching an attack that kills thousands of people, right? Now, the way the whole movie goes, oh yeah, it's what is it? The bomber. So he's a time traveler that has to stop this criminal from blowing up a certain a spot or something
Yeah.
like that, or basically a terrorist attack. He has to prevent a terrorist attack. This shit is fucking wild, bro. Okay. So, The core plot of Predestination. Predestination is focused on 4 characters: Jane, John, and Barkeep, who is actually an agent for an organization called Temporal Bureau. And the Fizzle Bomber is what it's called, right? And so the story starts with an agent of the organization known as the Temporal Bureau feverishly trying to disable a time bomb. But at the last minute, the person who planted the explosive engages in a fight with him, and the agent barely manages to defuse the bomb before it blows up in his face, burning him severely. So it's basically on repeat. They have to prevent this bomb from blowing up over and over and over again. And the part that huge spoiler, but if you are interested in seeing this movie, I highly recommend you see it. It's a good fucking movie. But they're basically stuck in a loop, because what you don't realize is that every single time he goes to stop this terrorist from blowing up the bomb, it's him. He is the terrorist every single time. And so it shows you as to exactly what happened that causes him to want to plant the bomb in the first place. So you don't realize it, but he is battling himself
My
over
head
and
fucking hurts. So he can't kill himself because he doesn't have that information in the future?
right. So
That
think about it.
fucking blows.
In the past, he's told, "Hey,
You need to stop this
we're going to send you in the
terrorist."
future to stop this terrorist from blowing this place up." So he goes in the future. He goes to stop this terrorist. Something horribly wrong happens or something, and he gets his face burnt. Has to undergo really brutal facial reconstruction, and he basically wakes up a whole new person. He then goes through a whole the whole storyline of shit going on that basically makes him. He's like, oh fuck, I have to blow this place up. He realizes what's going on. He needs to stop it. But every time he goes to blow the place up, he realizes he's gonna reset the loop over and over and over again. And you don't realize it until the very end of the movie that he is the bomber.
Damn.
The entire time, the whole movie, they really hammer it in that he's the good guy. He has to stop this bombing. He has to save thousands of people. And then he ends the movie off with a tape. He records his voice of what's going on, and he realizes he's today, yada yada yada, I am leaving to go blow up, blah 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 blah, and yeah, the whole he realizes he was the bomber he's been trying to stop.
What's it called?
It's called Predestination.
That's super.
It's a
fun.
fucking
That
trip,
hurts.
bro. It's such a good
My
movie.
head
It
is
is
actually
such a
hurt,
good movie.
That's what Tenet was like. Tenet was also like that because
Yup.
you had an existing in the same existing plane, you had people who are moving backwards in time and people who are moving forwards in time. And the combat scenes in it, the very, very last scene when they're trying to go through to try to destroy this one device or whatever, it is so incredible. Explosions, people would be running, and then the rubble itself would hit them, and then they would literally be encapsulated back inside of a broken building because the building was broken by the people going the opposite time direction. They blew it up, and then it blew open, but he was going backwards, so he got caught into it and then sucked into the wall. And so it was so creative how they were able to do the fight scenes in it. But one part that really got me is that exact same thing. They both infiltrate an air base so that they can get onto the super secret flight or steal some secret things. And there are 2 guys in there that are wearing hoods and a mask, and they're just like private investigators or something. And they pretty much beat the shit out of these guys, almost lose. They are so evenly matched, it's a little suspicious. It's just holy shit, how is this happening?
Right.
Of the elite, nobody should be doing this.
When
And then
Captain
later
America
on in
fought
that
himself.
movie, when they're moving backwards in time, they're just oh shit, we have to make sure we don't go through here so we can save the paradox. And so they find 2 suits that were just laying around, and they try to fight each other. And then you see the entire fight sequence, but backwards. and it was such
What
a
the
cool.
fuck, dude?
It was so cool. The
Time
story-
travel movies are so fucking
It
cool,
was
bro.
so hard to. It was so hard to follow, but dude, probably one of the coolest movies, cinematography wise, ever. Same thing with Interstellar.
What's it called? Tenant.
Tenant.
Time travel in general is just nutty.
Like,
Shit's crazy,
In
bro.
Interstellar, there's this part where they have to go onto the specific.
Oh, this is a
planet.
fairly new movie.
Yeah, it's super, super good.
Worth it?
Definitely. If you have, dude, it's on Amazon Prime Video. If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
rent it.
yeah. Shit, I could watch that tonight, bro.
Dude, it is such a cool movie. And then like Interstellar, there's this one scene where the main ship has to land on this planet that has similar conditions as Earth does, except their gravitational field is so much bigger. And so every minute down there
yeah.
it's like every minute down there is
It's like-
half a year up inside of the spacecraft. So they go down there, and of course, one of the waves crashes into their ship, and they're not able to launch because their engines are flooded. So they have to try to make the engines lose as much water as possible before the next wave hits them. And of course, they escape. Of course, it's a movie.
Right.
The last hair on their asshole. They make it out of there. And when they go back up there, the guy who was watching over the ship, who was 45, is now 75. And now he's just like, I've been waiting for you guys for 75 years, and they're the same age. And so, like, the main character's kid is now his age because he spent so much time on that planet, which in his time was only like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But up there, it was 30 years.
I don't even think it was like an hour. It was like
It was something
some
crazy,
ridiculous,
But in that where he saw his girl grow up to his age and then get older than him and stuff like that, dude, I cried so hard.
So then
I
his wife's
cried
a
so
dinosaur.
hard.
well, it's like the movie. You know that movie that just came out with Chris Pratt? I can't remember what the fuck it's called for the life of me. It
The
was
Mario movie.
Huh?
Yeah, that's it. He stars in Mario now.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. Continue what
Um,
you were saying.
Nah, it's a movie that just came out on Amazon with Chris
With
Pratt.
Aliens, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I
And,
know which one you're talking
But it's like
about.
the same thing. It's like time traveling, and he gets sent back in time.
Tomorrow War.
Yes,
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah, so he gets sent to the future to stop a war because in the future they're dying off. They don't have any soldiers, so they go back in time to recruit people from the past to fight in the future. So they throw these people in the future to fight, and they're fighting, and he gets sent back to one of the military bases, and he meets the woman who's like in charge of everything, and it's his daughter.
That's
And
it.
she's like the same age as him. It's like fucking crazy, yeah.
Time travel's nutty, bro.
It's wild, bro.
It's like The Simpsons. Have you seen that shit where they just predict everything?
Yeah.
That's legendary.
That's crazy, bro.
It none of it makes sense, which is the coolest part, because like everything would. I don't know.
The
Well, think about-
Simpsons is proof that we live in a simulation.
No kidding. No fucking kidding.
Like, I mean, I'm not even shitting you. Cruise liners, they don't exist. Those massive cruise ships, they don't exist. I am the only person who can guarantee my own existence because I am me. I have my own consciousness. I can say that. To you guys, I just sound like an alien telling you, like, oh, trying to persuade you that you're not in a simulation. But, like, I'm the only person who can guarantee my own existence. And yet, I have never seen one of those cruise liners. They are too big for humans to make. They don't exist.
Well, bro, have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
You mean camera?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put-
yeah, it's called a GoPro.
I'm gonna put an image on the screen, but like I googled one because I've never seen one in real life.
You mean a GoPro Hero 1? They're on Hero. The Hero 4 is the adults, bro. Little new gen. Oh, there's something else that's literally like.
It's
I've
like the
never
Mandela effects, bro.
seen. Nelson Mandela effect.
Like Kit Kat, if it had a dash between Kit and Cat,
If
or
Garfield has a tail.
Berenstein Bears
Yeah,
was
Berenstain
spelled with
Bears.
Berenstein.
Um,
That
Pikachu
shit's
having that
weird,
black
bro.
spark in his
Yeah.
tail, in reality
Or
he
the-
doesn't.
The monocle on the Monopoly guy.
yeah.
He never had one. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
No.
Look it up. He has never had a monocle.
And Cheez-Its is like Cheez-It.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Questioning everything right now, huh?
That's, well,
Yeah.
because I remember listening to something that said that there's some sort of Time Lord that we have that watches over our existence, and when something really, really bad happens, he has to transport our universe over to something that's so incredibly similar, but we'll notice a difference like that. Like the artist in our old universe that we remember, but that, put a dash between the Kit Kat sign, and then in our new universe, like, he didn't do that. Like, that's like the only difference. Like, he didn't.
Was it Neil Ty deGrasse or
Yeah.
however you say him?
Neil
Had
Ty-
a theory on like parallel universes, and I can't remember what it was, but his theory had something to do with like the likelihood of there being a parallel universe or some shit. He was like, it's more likely that there isn't one because by calculating the age of space or something, in theory, we would have to be the first universe. I can't remember how he says it, but he's like, if you're claiming there are multiple parallel universes, he's like, we can prove that if there were, we would be universe number one. And he's like the likelihood of us being like universe number one or some shit was like crazy. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, shit was fucking crazy, bro.
I think it's Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, yeah, it is.
What's Neil Ty deGrasse? You literally typed in Neil Ty deGrasse. deGrasse. Parallel universe. Point proven. That's a Mandela effect. I could have sworn it was deGrasse.
Fuck, dude, I don't know. I can't remember.
The
Oh, it's multiverse hypothesis theory. Hold on. Let me see. I'll just play this through my mic, and you can throw a video up. I'm sorry, Ethan.
Well, I don't know if I can because it's copyrighted.
Every universe that's born, even if it started out sort of the same in the very first instant, a later instant when other laws of physics manifest, could be slightly different.
Universe collisions. They're such as max.
Okay, this isn't it. But, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's a fucking trip. But, I don't know. I hate thinking about that shit. Cause, like,
I love
it's
that stuff. That makes you feel so
mind-boggles me, bro.
insignificant and like small. And,
True,
like,
yeah.
that, like literally nothing
Yeah.
matters. That makes
Damn.
everything like zoomed out is really nice. I love mindfucks like that.
I always think it's like, when people are like, it's not that you're just this tiny fucking atom
Yeah.
speck in the entire universe,
You
like
call me a
nothing
speck.
matters or something. I always think like when people say that, it's like, all right, but like,
It does.
I was
to
like,
you.
yeah, it's like it matters to. I was like, I don't give a fuck about the universe. The fuck, dude.
I am my universe.
Yeah,
This is
it's
the cool
like-
part. You're like you
People are like,
gotta
it
decide.
doesn't. You're just a speck on this fucking planet. Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, well, bitch, I don't live in the third person. I live in the first
It's like
person.
if it didn't
And
matter, you
I
wouldn't-
like my storyline.
it's like if it didn't matter, you wouldn't be alive. Like
Right. Do I step on ants to have a minor moment of God complex? Yes. But do I matter to that
I
ant?
don't even want to
Fuck
be your
no.
fucking friend
Maybe.
anymore. You
I don't
step
know.
on ants purposely.
Fuck yeah, dude. I did. I
Disgusting.
haven't in a while.
Good.
I'm going to say it just to say it. At my grandmother's place, she had about 5 acres of fields. And during the fall, grasshoppers would be everywhere.
Oh,
You'd
I
take
hate
one
grasshoppers.
step and hundreds of them would just jump out, right? It was so
Ugh.
much fun. What we would do is we would take a step, we would sweep our feet through the grass, the tall grass, and we would see the biggest ones that would jump out. We would chase it until we caught it. And then when we caught it, we would put it inside of a water bottle. And she had a sand, like a sand play area. And we would dig tunnel systems inside of there. And then we would release our grasshoppers inside of these intricate tunnel systems that we made inside of this sand pit.
And see if we can
But
get
there
out.
was a problem because, well, grasshoppers can jump, and a lot of times they can fly. So we ripped their back legs off, and a lot of the times we would take their wings off, and we'd just have them crawl around inside of these things. We would also dig straight holes into it and put loose sand around the top of it. So when they hit the loose sand, they would just fall back down to the bottom of it. And then when Nana said that it was time for us to go in, or it was ready for us to get picked up, we would just bury everything. That was my God complex. Stepping on ants sounds cool, but that was so much
That's a
fun.
good horror movie right there. I think it's called Saw.
I'm like, that is so fucking.
You want to play a game?
Well, and
Ethan with
also
the grasshoppers. You want to play a game?
to make sure that they wouldn't fly away from us when we were ripping off their back legs, while they were inside of the water bottle, we would shake the water bottles up so that they couldn't. I don't know if it did anything, but I was
See,
hoping that it would.
This
knock
poor
'em out or-
fucking grasshopper, dude.
What I
There
used
are
to do was
hundreds
more
buried.
normal. I used to. I guess you could say normal. I used to collect frogs around our neighborhood, and we put them in totes we had in the garage. We'd literally build like ecosystems for them. Like we'd grab mulch, we'd grab rocks and like set them up, and like create ponds and rivers and shit, all in a tote, and just collect a bunch of frogs. And it was hilarious because like everyone knew when our spot was the place to be. Like even one time at like it was like 12 p.m. whatever the dark one is. Our friend like came on his bike, saw our garage was open, had the biggest fucking frog I've seen in my life, holding it on his bike. He's like, "Look what I just found!" Like he could be the other one's friends. I was like, "That's sick." But we would just catch grasshoppers and like other animals,
Yeah.
and then like keep them in a container and just feed them to the frogs. Like Like
You remember
is
that?
that normal?
You remember that
So-
spider I had on my windowsill named
Ew.
Viking?
Ew. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was cool.
He
had
was sick as
shells.
fuck. I literally watched that spider grow up and die, bro.
He was like a
He was
snail.
tiny, and then he was like a crab. He had that
Yeah.
those weird
Yeah.
spikes.
Yep.
So I called
Yep.
him Viking. But he was this tiny like crab spider looking motherfucker. And then one day he just mulched, and he was fucking huge.
That's gross.
He was like the biggest motherfucker in the world, but he was my homie, bro. And then one day I went to check on him, and he wasn't there no more.
Damn.
Rest in peace,
Viking.
senor.
He'll be remembered.
Y'all are fucked up, bro. Yours isn't. Yours is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that was-
That's
I was literally just I just had like pet frogs. That's all,
Yeah.
and I just feed them grasshoppers.
that's fucking crazy, bro. I was in it. I was like thinking of something, and I totally forgot what it was.
Saw
Nah,
it.
dude, it was like I don't remember. Yeah, I genuinely don't remember.
Also, I'm not a psychopath. I just had a great childhood.
I just had a great
I just
child.
wanna put it out there. There
Fair
was
enough.
no moral compass. It was a fucking roulette wheel.
I don't
That's
think
what
there's
my
any
moral compass was.
clarifying for torturing a grass.
That's
I fucking hate
funny, bro.
grasshoppers, but I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't touch them. Dude, speaking of grasshoppers, my friend, I feel so bad for him. I think they're called locusts, the bigger ones with the
Yeah,
wings
yeah,
that
yeah.
fly. There's this girl he had a crush on for the longest time that lived in our neighborhood. It was funny. And then one day we're all chilling in the driveway, there was one. And then she's like, "Fine, if you eat that grasshopper, I'll go out with you." He's like, "Really? Okay." Did it without hesitation. He's like, "It kind of tastes like mustard." And I'm like, and she didn't go out with him.
Ugh, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, it was stuck in his teeth when he was talking. It was disgusting. I was like, bro, I knew she was gonna say, "Ew, I didn't think you'd do it," but I'm still not going out with you. That's like such a fucking middle school thing to do. And I was like, bro, how did you not see that come?
What the
Ate
fuck?
a grasshopper locust for free. With the wing. It was gross. And that's vividly stuck in my mind. And sometimes when I see mustard, that's all I think about. Do you have foods that are ruined for you because of like past things or no?
Not really. I have like food has like improved other things. I
don't know what that means, but
I know I was like in high school. I was really like paranoid to go down on some chick, and then I realized it kind of tasted like Skittles or like Sour Patch Kids. Like it was really sweet.
you ate the wrong bitch. No, just kidding. That sounds
You get
delicious.
Skittles? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like nervous because I was like, "Fuck." Like, what if she tastes like mustard, bro? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know. I was in fucking high school, dog. Like, what if it tasted like beets? Like, but not tasted like Skittles, bro. And from that point on, I was like,
Have all of them tasted like Skittles?
pretty much.
Really? I'd say Swedish fish. No, just kidding.
Yo, Swedish fish are dang, bro.
I'd say like a
Swedish fish are dang.
like a medium rare steak filet
You
mignon.
going down
Filet
on,
mignon.
bro? Arby's.
It's in a Lil Wayne song. What the fuck? I don't know what I'm thinking of. I think I'm still on mushrooms.
All right. Well, we are just about out of time, so we got to wrap this one up, everybody. Thank y'all for coming back to the podcast. I appreciate it. Comment down below what you would like us to
If
talk
you made
about.
it this far, comment Skittles.
Yeah, if
Happy
you made it
Halloween.
this far, comment Skittles. Happy Halloween.
And tell us. Oh shit! I totally forgot. So Devon actually commented on a topic we could do.
Oh,
we'll
shit.
totally do that next time, homie.
All right,
He said, like future, like
I'm
5
down.
years from now.
I'm
So
down.
yeah, we'll talk about that next time. Thanks
That's
for
a good
actually
one.
leaving your suggestion. The other person who made it fucking to the end, I'm assuming you're at the end of this one because this one was better than last
Yeah.
one's. Also leave a suggestion because I see you commented elephant. So yeah, if you comment Skittles, whatever, we'll know. You'll know. Tell us any other topics you guys want us to talk about. We have the future one coming up. We'll do that next time after our guest one. Surprise, spoiler alert. But yeah,
Deuces.
podcast legends out.